We're back. So, just to remind you, I'm making whole grain spaghetti because it's much healthier. You can choose any name brand. There's another name brand I use. Completely forgot about it, but I'm using Rizzoni. And I'm adding a touch of homemade flavor to it, meaning just because things are out of can or boxes does not mean you can't add a personal flavor to it and make it homemade. So for instance, I'm adding garlic. I'm adding already diced tomato in a can that's already seasoned with basil, garlic, and oregano. Just a little bit of sea salt, which is much healthier. And then I'm gonna make some cilantro. You could do it in the sauce, or you could wait and sprinkle it out. Sprinkle it at the end, rather. So the easy way for me to and shout out to Rachel Ray, which I'm a big fan of hers. I like the way she taught us to crush and open the garlic just by hitting it with a knife. It's really easy to crack the garlic. I will do it again in a few minutes so you can see. I have a great camera person. She's pretty good in shooting every angle, especially what I'm doing, so shout out to Samara.
Hi.
And sometimes it could be a little stubborn. That's okay. You just, do what you have to do with the knife. Just be careful. This is just a regular, lunch, nothing fancy. But just because it's not fancy doesn't mean it shouldn't taste good, and you shouldn't season. Things needs to be seasoned. You can't just buy stuff off the shelf and just assume it's gonna taste good. Again, I'm gonna show you one more time. I'm not gonna put too much garlic. Usually the skin comes off, as you see. See? And then a piece of garlic. Some people do not like garlic. If you do not like garlic, you can't be my friend. Garlic is delicious. Garlic rocks. I know sometimes people put too much garlic. I understand, but I love garlic. Anyway, okay. Usually, I like to have a bowl to just have to collect my junk, to stay organized while you clean. Alrighty, so I'm just going to chop up my garlic. Again, be careful, use a good knife. And also use a board that doesn't move. This one has rubber, but if you have a board that does move, the thing that I would recommend is wet a washcloth, put it underneath, and it actually acts as an anti-slip, and it won't slide, anti-slide. I'm sorry for my grammar. You cut it as small as you like. It's up to you. I personally like the crunch of garlic in food. I think it's wonderful to have a little bit of the crunch in garlic. Especially when I make my garlic lemon shrimp. Maybe next time I'll show you guys how I do it. You smell the aroma of the garlic. My little camera person likes to go in on my face very close. And the reason why I put my hand on the knife like this and I hold it like this is because I'm controlling the knife. So it won't, I'm controlling it with this hand and I'm controlling with this hand at the same time. So it won't move and you have more control in cutting whatever you're cutting. I'm trying to cut it as much as possible so there could be flavor and at the same time it won't be very overwhelming with big pieces. Alrighty, well guys, stay tuned. I'll be right back with the sauce making. Hi, welcome back. So the next part is doing the marinade. I put a little bit of olive oil. This is the olive oil I use. I grew up with this. It's Goya. You could use whatever. It's extra virgin olive oil. You could use whatever olive oil you like. There's so many kinds. I'm putting the tomato sauce. I love that sizzling sound. And then I'm adding the Italian style, again, whatever kind you like. As you notice, I use two kinds. Sometimes it really doesn't matter. I'm using the basil, garlic, and oregano diced. So it can have somewhat of a homemade style taste. Who has time to actually boil real tomatoes, cut them? No one's time for that, please. I still put some oregano. This oregano is actually originally from Dominican Republic, but you use whatever oregano you like. But they do sell the oregano from Dominican Republic and Spanish stores. You can find it. Usually in a very small plastic bottle. It says Dominican Republic. And I forgot to look for my spoon. Sorry, y'all. Alright, so I have to look for plastic, not to damage the pot. Slowly stir my oregano. You could put pepper if you like. I'm just doing a little bit. I'm just making sure the oregano is mixed in a little bit. I love that there's chunks of tomato. So when you bite into it, you think it just tastes like homemade when you're in an Italian restaurant. The way I grew up, in my house, me being in my 40s, you learn to work with what you got. So I've learned to do semi-homemade, meaning if I'm buying something out of the box and making spaghetti, I add my own homemade flavor, alright? You can still make something boring into something interesting and something that can still taste homemade. So there's no excuses to not making something exciting. Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit of cooking wine. Of course, Goya again. You could use any cooking wine that you like. This is not the drinking wine. This is for cooking wine. But you could have your own wine on the side if you like. Which I should, but my drinking, and I eyeball it, not too much, because sometimes these come with high sodium. It's just to add. I would normally add actual drinking wine, a nice red wine, a little bit for the food, a little bit for the wine glass for you as you're cooking. No wine for me right now, but I have my coffee on the side. And blend that in carefully. I do have my boiling water for the pasta. Salt the water, people. You have to salt the water. And also you can put a little bit of oil in the water so the spaghetti won't stick, okay? I haven't done that part yet. I'm just waiting to put my stuff together. Now, you could really, my hands are clean. You could really just eyeball it. I just put a little bit of sea salt, not too much. As you see, that's probably, it's about a teaspoon. You can always taste it, you know, along the way. I'm gonna cut up some oregano. I'm so sorry, some cilantro. Just to add some freshness to it. And I love the aroma of it. Some people would leave it towards the end. I would put it in the sauce and then I would probably leave some towards the end because it also tastes good fresh and crunch. You can taste that crunch when you go into the when you bite into your pasta or to your whatever meal. That's what I love about cilantro. It's good. You could put fresh cut cilantro on soup, especially Thai food that's spicy. Just watch your fingers. Alright, so I'm picking on my cilantro, added it in. You can use the back of your knife if you like. I'm going to pick up my garlic, throw it in there. We're going to mix it up in a little while. Okay, and then now we're going to mix this ingredient in. I wish you could smell this. It smells good. The garlic, the cilantro, the basil that's in the tomato, that was in the tomato can, diced tomato can. It just smells good. It almost smells like an Italian kitchen. So again, don't just leave it up to the products in the supermarket to give you the flavor. You can add your own flavor and make it taste a little bit more homemade and make it more fun. And those with children can actually enjoy something that tastes a little bit more homemade. That's my style of cooking. You know, growing up, we eat what we had and we created, my mom created masterpieces of meals of what she had, which as I grew up watching her create delicious meal with minimum food, it really got me learning so much from her. So I learned a lot from her. And once I learned from her, I tweaked my own recipes. So sometimes don't be discouraged if you just have a box of spaghetti. Get fancy with your spaghetti. Why not? Alright. I think I'm going to eyeball it. I think I'm going to use a cup so I won't overdo it because not a lot of people eating. I know there's a lot of sauce, but I like a lot of sauce in my spaghetti. Sorry. Alright, so I'm going to do probably 1 cup. Usually I have a weird tendency of not measuring. But the directions are here. 2 servings, 1/4 of the box. You could add 1 tablespoon, okay? And I'm gonna do half because for my production assistant here. Okay, I know it's a lot of sauce, but you could always come back, boil some more spaghetti, and have dinner. All right, this is gonna be our lunch. All right. So we're going to measure this. We're going to stir this. And we're just going to let it simmer. And let all the flavors get in. You got a little bit of pepper. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the pasta. What does What does this do? It doesn't allow the spaghetti to stick, okay? So just a tiny bit. A little bit goes a long way. Just a little bit. You got this, Samara?
Yep.
Now we're gonna actually mix the spaghetti now to do a little separation of it. It looks a little bit, but it will grow. I just stir it so the oil can, get in there and doesn't allow it to stick. You do not want sticky spaghetti. And you do want to time it. You want al dente. About 12-13 minutes should be good. I like al dente. I don't like it too overcooked. But whatever you like. Okay. This is boiling. I may add a little pepper. I think I may add a little pepper if I find it. Last minute decision. If I find my pepper, I might not. Here we go. Sorry about that. Some people don't like pepper. I might add a little pepper. Alright, I'm going to stir it and I'm going to try it. It's okay to try your food and taste it. Make sure along the way it's to your liking. This just smells delicious. And we have Italian bread for this, so this is going to be good. You can even soak the Italian bread in the sauce. That's why I like a lot of sauce on my pasta. You could just throw it on top of the pasta, or you can actually mix the pasta. Okay. You're going to try it. Because if I'm missing something, please don't double dip. Make sure you wash this if you need to try it again. And try it a little bit. It could be a little hot. Okay. I think this is delicious. I don't think it's missing anything. I think the garlic is on point, because I like garlic. I taste the basil, the cilantro. I taste the oregano. I could put a little bit of wine, probably. A little wine, and that'd be great. Just a little bit, just a tap. Awesome. Well, when we come back, I'm gonna show you the final product. And thanks for tuning in. And make sure you come back so you can see the plate, the delicious plating of the spaghetti. Thank you. Thank you for returning back on this not scheduled video. Someone convinced me to do it. But it's time for plating. Spaghetti is al dente. I like to put sometimes the spaghetti on top. You could mix your spaghetti if you like. Sometimes I like it all mixed, but today I like it on top. I'm feeling a little Italian today. It's gonna go well with a little bit of Italian bread. And there's a little carbs on the bread, but I think it's gonna be great. And usually I like to garnish it with cilantro. You could just put a little bit on there. And now the taste test. Doesn't this look beautiful? So this is the best part, is the tasting. With a little bit of fresh cilantro. every ingredient you can actually taste in it. The oregano, the cilantro, the basil, the wine. It's delicious. The spaghetti is cooked to perfection. And I also love the fresh crunchiness of cilantro. It goes so well. And well, I hope you enjoy the ingredient. And sorry, I hope you enjoy the recipe. And stay tuned for more. Again, wasn't a scheduled video, but I actually enjoyed it. So definitely stay tuned for more videos. Cooking while on a budget and semi-cooking. Thank you for watching again. My name is Karen, and thank you everyone from my production team. I appreciate it. See you soon.